All right, welcome everybody. It's Josh Shanley, and I hope you're excited. I know that I'm excited. I'm excited, one, that you're here with us, and two, I'm excited about what we're going to be covering and demonstrating for you because it's really cool, and it's going to help you in your business. And in a minute, I'm going to introduce our special guest, but before I do that, go ahead and do me a big favor and just let me know in the chat, in the question box, can you hear me? And maybe also let us know if you can see the screen and maybe where you're listening in from as well, so we can give you a little shout out. So looks like at least a couple of you can hear me. Let's get a few more. All good in Phoenix, says Peggy. Teresa from Fort Myers, good. Welcome, welcome. We have someone from Rhode Island. I'm not going to try and pronounce that town. I will screw it up. Chuck from Philly. Good, good. Bob in Chicago. Good, good, good. Okay, so it sounds like you can hear us well, and you can see the screen, so we're good from that perspective. A couple of housekeeping items for everyone. Number one, you are going to want to make sure to have something to take notes with, whether that be pen and paper or a phone or tablet, whatever the case may be. So get that ready now. Make sure that you get rid of all possible distractions. So close down any social media you might have open, close down your office door, maybe even lock your office door if need be, and just give us your undivided attention for the next 45 minutes to an hour, because do us that favor and do yourself that favor. You're here obviously because you want to generate more business. You want to be able to close more deals, and we want to help you do that. And the best way to do that is just give us your undivided attention for the next, like I said, 45 to 60 minutes. If you have a question, if something pops into your head, go ahead and put it in the question box. If we don't address it immediately, I'm not ignoring it. We're not ignoring it. It's just that we'll save it for Q&A. And so we will stay on for Q&A at the end as long as possible. And we'll address most of your questions at that point. But as it pops into your head, go ahead and put them in there so you don't forget. I know, at least for me, if I don't write something down or type it out, oftentimes I forget, and then it drives me crazy. So with those few things, what I want to do now is just briefly introduce our guest today. Our guest is a fellow by the name of Bob Mangold. And I've actually known Bob for a number of years now, and here's what I can tell you about Bob. Bob is someone who has built numerous very successful businesses himself inside of the real estate industry and even outside of the real estate industry. And so he brings some interesting perspectives, one, but he also has a passion for helping entrepreneurs, particularly real estate professionals, be it real estate agents or mortgage professionals, to build real assets for their business, to help them build databases, because in his personal experience and in my personal experience, when you have a database, when you've got past clients and so forth, you've got something that has real value. And so Bob's actually sold his real estate business in the past, and what he was selling was his database. And so just know that Bob is a person that is passionate about helping us, helping you listening. He has real-world experience in doing this stuff, and he's going to be walking us through a process, a software that you can use to put at least part of your business on autopilot so you can focus more on what you do best, which is working with and serving clients and keeping them happy and closing deals versus being out there and trying to find those new clients and those new prospects that you can turn into closed deals. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Bob. I'm going to move to moderator, and I'm looking forward to this just as much as all of you are because of what Bob has to share with us.
All right, thanks, Josh. I'll pay you later. I get these great introductions. But first off, let's start by just saying thanks for joining us today. We know you guys get inundated with all these different offers, and it's the latest and greatest, and you're going to become a multimillionaire while sitting on the beach sipping Corona. We all know that most of that's BS. So we appreciate you taking the time today. We will only spend 30 minutes, and I'll be done, and then we'll answer whatever questions you do have. But before I get started, I thought I would introduce both myself and my business partner. I've been in the real estate and lending business 20-plus years. It would be 23, although we no longer produce. My business partner, Paul, was about the same amount of time. The difference is we had two different businesses. Both of us were very, very successful. Paul built his business completely online. He literally was that guy that sat at home in the shorts and generated, just tons of loan applications every day. I built my real estate and lending business. I was both a realtor and a lender at the same time before all the legislation got crazy. I did my business a little bit differently. I did seminars, database, and business partners. And when Paul and I met, we put these two things together, and we constantly and consistently are working to create lead generation, because we know that's such a big deal, but programs and processes to help realtors and lenders simplify this. At my very best, I made a little bit under $2 million net commission, and I worked about 20 hours a week. Paul made somewhere just short of 7 figures, and he worked about 20 hours a week, just all online. So we've been in the trenches. We know what it's like, although we've been a couple of years removed now, but nonetheless, we do know what it's like. Initially, what we did is we created and patented a video marketing software program agents use to dominate Google in order to take more listings, and lenders use it to attract realtor referrals and generate buyer leads. If you want any information on it, you can go to those two websites, Real Estate Listing Machine or High Tech Video Pro. But we're really not here today to talk about that. But what's important about that is we took the same technology that we created and patented that we developed for High Tech Video Pro to solve Craigslist and Kijiji in Canada. And we're also the creator of something we call Lead Generation Labs. And what Lead Generation Labs is, it's a live, hands-on, 3-day event where we help agents and lenders physically set up every lead system you need, teach you how to use it, and manage the systems, and then create the follow-up systems to nurture your leads, so that when you walk away from something like that, you have 100% functioning listing and lead generation sales systems ready to go and running. We keep those events small because we need to be able to have the time to literally sit there and look over your shoulder to do that. It's designed, quite honestly, for people who think they're technologically challenged or want to understand how that stuff works. Right now, I am unable to do that and travel around and do that. My son is ill. But if you want information, you could send an email to us at support@leadgenerationlabs.com. So now that you guys have an idea of who we are, let's get started. Can we agree that lead generation is one of the biggest challenges a realtor and a lender faces? And creating a steady, reliable, consistent source of leads, not only does it take up the majority of our time, but it also takes up the majority of our money. In the real estate lending business, we know, I seen Josh do this in a webinar a few years ago, and it was like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka. We would just keep taking and going after the next shiny object and never focusing on or mastering any one consistently. So we said, well, what if we could create a consistent source of leads running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It didn't cost anybody anything to exercise it, and you could just put it on autopilot so you'd never again have to worry about where your next closing was come from. You could create so many leads, you could start your own team of buyer's agents and cut your work week down to 20 to 30 hours a week, and you could double, triple, or quadruple your income this year. And best of all, you could make all this happen in the next 30 to 45 days in less than an hour. Now, you can raise your hand if you'd like, but how many of you would be interested in a system like that? I'm not looking at the question, so I'm going to just leave that there. But that's what our goal is. So what I'd ask you to do is pay attention to everything we're going to share with you in the next 30 minutes. Make sure you're paying attention to what we have on the screen. We can see who's paying attention, who's not. But I would strongly encourage you to do this, because the one thing I can promise you, it's going to change your life. Not just your business, but your life. Because money is the root of most of our headaches. And in the real estate lending business, we have that roller coaster income, right? 1 month really great, next month not so great. We're going to take and be able to take and level that out and create that for you if you'll just pay attention. Now, in our experience, the best lead generation source that we have found for home buyers are online classified websites. And with over 60 million unique visitors and 54 billion page searches every month, just in the USA, the #1 classified site is obviously Craigslist in the US, and we know in Canada it's Kijiji. We didn't know that about 30 days ago, but we do now. And so if we can take and access 60 million unique visitors every month, I suggest that's pretty powerful. Can we agree that any agent you know who consistently posts or who dominates Craigslist and Kijiji pages, they're usually one of the top producers in their company, or they have a very successful team or company, right? They're not the ones laying in bed every night worrying about how they're going to pay their bills, are they? But the question becomes, why don't all agents use Craigslist and other online classified sites? And, well, we know that there's some headaches and obstacles to posting consistently, and we got to be honest with you folks, Craigslist can be a pain in the butt, but we're going to fix that for you. The #1 objection we get is, hey, what if I don't have any listings? Or if you're a lender, I see some of the people on the call are lenders, and I'm going to talk about lending and how you use this in a minute. But the #1 question we get is, hey, Bob, I just don't have any listings. How would I post anything? My easy answer is you go to HUD Homes, you go to VA foreclosure homes, and you can advertise any of those homes, any agent, anywhere in the U.S. that I know of. Doesn't mean you don't have some crazy law in California, New York, Illinois. But I don't know of any state in the U.S. that does that, and I know that it works the same in Canada. I could borrow listings from my company. I could borrow listings from other agents. My gosh, it would actually take and force me to maybe go out and talk to for sale by owners. But at the last case scenario, if you look at the page on the right, you could actually create a landing page similar to that and drive traffic to it. And I know Craigslist doesn't allow that anymore, but our software fixed that problem. So if you don't have any listings, even if you do have listing, folks, I'm going to tell you that you should be advertising HUD and VA foreclosures like nobody's business, because it makes your phone ring. So even if you do have listings, you still should be advertising that. The next obstacle is most people just don't know how. They hear all the horror stories, oh my gosh, it takes me lots of hours, a ton of time, all that. That's the next objection. Hey, it's very, very time consuming. And the reality of it is, the way Craigslist has modified their system, they made it very time consuming. And so the truth is, we all know if something ain't easy or there are obstacles, most won't do it, right? And so after we solved video marketing for realtors and lenders with High-Tech Video Pro, we took the same technology and we set out to solve all the problems and eliminate the obstacles to posting online ads that would allow every agent the opportunity to easily, quickly, and effectively create an automated sales funnels of buyers 24/7, 365 days a year in under 15 minutes a week. And the truth is, I'm exaggerating on that. It's not even that. Imagine for a minute what your business would look like if you could post 25 to, say, 50 ads like this every day of the week on autopilot. And let's say you did it at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 o'clock at night if you wanted. That way it would ensure your ad stayed at the top of the page for the area that you're targeting. And imagine what it would look like if you dominated Craigslist like this. This is from 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. How many phone calls do you think that person's going to get? Now, the good news is you can accomplish all that while you're out listing or showing homes or out golfing or spending time with the family or doing things other than sitting by a computer. Can you imagine how many buyer leads you could generate every day with that many ads? And just imagine how many additional closings you'd have every month with a pipeline stuffed full of buyer prospects. Kind of mind-boggling if you think about it. Now, one real quick note, there is no limit to the number of ads or how frequently you can post. You decide. If you want to do it at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, you could do that. If you're in a smaller market and you don't have as many postings going on, you'd probably just be bumping yourself off the page. But there is no limit to what you can do. Also, for agents, can you imagine how powerful a system like that would be in a listing presentation? I mean, showing a seller how you're going to use it to market their home and the huge database of potential buyers you have to immediately promote their home to. Back when I was still producing, I had a whole Excel spreadsheet, dozens and dozens of pages that I would flip through and show people how many leads I generated on a 30 or 60-day basis. Trust me, folks, it locked you in as a listing, right? it's pretty hard to say no to that when you're going to immediately start promoting your buyers to, or your listings to 5, 6, 7, 800 buyers, right? Now, if you're a lender, I want to talk about that one real quick, and you offered to post ads every day for a realtor that would send you business, do you think you could find a few agents in your market who'd like 10 to 20 new leads a month? I mean, we did a live event in Southern California, 44 loan apps in about 3 days. Do you think you could do something like that if you're a lender? My answer is, I can tell you from experience already that it works really well. And all they had to do was send you loans. So the way that we were able to get loans so quick is we wouldn't start posting ads for you until you sent us a loan that we were going to close. You've never seen such a rush of realtors to take and scramble to send us loans that could be closed. So do you think there'd be some FSBOs that would let you post ads of their home and then you could pre-qualify all the leads for them? Think you could generate some loans that way? So as I show you how it works from a real estate perspective, it works. The truth is it actually works better as a lender because I can go out and get 10, 20, 40, 50 realtors to send me business. So we want to introduce you what we call Home Buyers and Hours. It's exclusively for real estate agents and lenders. We figured it all out for you. We eliminated the obstacles and we created an amazingly simple software system to use. And we know talk is cheap, so we're going to show you how easy it is. We actually recorded how easy it is to take and post ads, and we're going to show you how to do that. But before we do it, I want to talk to you a little bit about what we do. This is the type of ad that we recommend that we use. Number one is, this is a typical ad on Craigslist. Which one do you think would convert better? The other part of that is the way that our software works, that is a PowerPoint template that we use, and I'm going to show you a video on how easy it is to utilize that and duplicate that. We use that because Craigslist no longer allows you to put your phone number, your website, anything like that on there. You cannot click a hyperlink. It's just the way it is. But your ad will be immediately removed from Craigslist if you put a phone number in there. By using a PowerPoint template like this, we have the ability to take and promote you, your phone number, your text numbers if you wanted, your email address, all those things. What our software is going to do is it's going to take that PowerPoint, it's saved as a JPEG, and it will take and change that JPEG every single time. It might be a little lighter, a little darker, a little bigger, a little slower. It changes it in ways that the human eye would never pick up. And all the text underneath, it's going to do the same thing. It doesn't spin it, it changes it. I'm not going to go crazy on how that happens because they're just too technologically savvy, your heads would explode. All you need to know is that text never changes. It just changes maybe font, maybe size, things like that. It's done because we no longer have to repost an ad every 48 hours. It turns it into a completely new and unique ad. Now, before anybody is in there, and I'm not looking at any of the questions, says, hey, Craigslist, it's against their terms of service to automatically post. In real estate lending, that's not necessarily true. That's why we focus on Craigslist for real estate and lenders. There's a process you have to do to post the ad that I'll explain as we go through it. But just know we're not violating Craigslist terms of service. We do not post for other categories simply because we would be in violation of their terms of service. We decided it would be a good idea not to do that. So we use an ad that looks like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my microphone along. It's about a 4 or 5 minute video, whatever it is. We recorded this back at the end of August. We literally are going to show you the software, how it works, and you're going to see it post right as it happens. So I can't touch my screen. I'm not going to talk as that happens. I'm going to turn up my volume so everybody can hear it. And you're going to literally see how the software works and how easy it is. So here we go.
Okay, Paul here, and what I'm going to do is show you how quickly I put together an ad or tons of ads to be submitted to Craigslist for a specific property. And typically I can do this in maybe less than 2 minutes or so, but I'll see if I can break any line speed records here today. And anyway, I've got the software open. It's called Home Buyers and Hours. I also have some text information about the property that I want to promote, and I keep that in a text file because it's easy to copy and paste. And then down here, I just have my stopwatch. So we're going to turn the stopwatch on and see how quickly we can get this advertisement ready to submit to Craigslist. So I'm over here in the software, and I'm going to hit the start button, and let's go. So I know that I need to send it to Phoenix. If I could spell Phoenix, that would be great. In the drop down, I put Phoenix, the housing type. We're going to click House, Number of bedrooms, it's a fairly good sized house. It's 6 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The moving month is going to be September, which is actually today, September 8th. I know you're watching this at a later date, which is just fine. And the square footage, 4158. The city is Queen Creek. And the road is right up here. I'm going to just copy and paste. I don't have to worry about the cross street. Craigslist does like to know about the laundry as well as the car theme and the Craigslist location. Not all Craigslist have a drilled down location, but ours does. And the zip code is 85142. Okay, the price I know is $539,900, $539,900. And I'm going to make a new ad group for this called the Queen Creek House. House number 1. Okay, the ad title, I'm just going to make it nice and simple, Queen Creek Home. And then, I think I've got it set there, just fine. And then I'm going to go grab the description here, I'll copy that, I'll paste that over here. And I'll need to add an image, there's my image right there. I've got an image twice, I'll delete one time, I'll add the new ad, and you can see I've done that in about 1 minute 22 seconds. Not my best time, but still not bad at all. So 1 minute 22 seconds to create one totally brand new advertisement that the software can turn into multiple versions of an ad without you doing any more work. So really, 1 minute 22 seconds, and you're done with this ad forever. But the next thing we want to do is go ahead and submit it. So I just want to show you one more thing before I actually submit it. If I come here down to this ad, you can see I've got a different ad going on down there. But this is the ad that we want to use. And we can have as many different campaigns and as many different advertisements as we possibly want. But this is the ad that we're going to use right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I update that ad. Click the box. Let's come over to run. And you can see we've got everything all set up up here. Images to run. I want to enable image randomization. And I also want to make sure that the ad doesn't start and stop at the same time. The biggest error that most of our users do is they forget to set an end date for the campaign. So right now, I've got this set to end on Monday the 15th, but the reality is I could change this to go for a whole year. Let's just do that for fun. We'll make it go for a year. And there we go. So what we need to do now is add a start time from when we want this ad to start. So you'll see that it operates on the 24-hour clock. So I'm going to set it to go off here in about 10 seconds or so. Make it go to 254 real quickly and hit the start campaign button. And if I did everything correctly, we will see this software take off and begin to submit the ad to be posted to Craigslist. And you can see the software is kicking in. You can see that the Chrome drivers started there. And let's go ahead and bring this into view so you can see what it is actually doing. I'm going to actually shrink this window a little bit. What it does is it actually opens up in the Chrome browser, and it is going through all the steps of submitting an ad, just like you would if you were to do it manually. And it is going to do it roughly in manual time, meaning that it just doesn't grab all the information and poof, shoot it into the Craigslist submission tool all at one time. It types it out just like a human being would type it out. So it looks real to Craigslist. It looks like a real human being is inputting the information. And I'll just scroll down here so you can see it a little bit further. It just types in the description we put in a little bit earlier. And important note here, you don't ever want to put a phone number in this part of the description. You can put in a texting call to action, which a lot of our members have had great success using one of the texting platforms out there. And if you do want more information about that, we do have a texting company as well. So anyway, we'll just let this same go. It is continuing to fill in the information. I'll just scroll down a little bit so you can see what it's doing. And so now it's going to put in the street information, and the city, and then the zip code should come next. Then it will continue, and it will check the map. And the next thing it will do is find the images that we selected and upload those. And now you can see there's the actual ad. now it's going to send us an email. And so the next thing we'll do is check the email. I'm going to actually pause the video now and wait for the email to come, and when the email does arrive, I will show it to you. Actually, the email came instantly, so didn't have to wait very long at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this so I can show you what the email is going to look like. This is the message that you will get from Craigslist. All you have to do to make it live is click this, and then your app will be live. And let's go ahead and click that, and I'll just show you. We're going to set these terms of use. And you can view the post right there. I'll show you what the post looks like. That's it. That's the real live advertising.
So that's how simple it is, folks. It's built with, you know, the intent to duplicate a human. That's why you see it type out the way that it does, and it will make all those changes. It'll continually run that ad. Again, if Paul would have set that up and said, hey, I wanted 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, it would have done all that. And it'll completely change the ad. So it's not reposting every 48 hours like many of you are used to seeing from Craigslist. And then one other thing to note, the Kijiji version is identical. There's a couple less moving parts, and the truth is to set up Kijiji is easy because you don't go through all the mechanics of that. But both of those are identical. Now, while I'm here, I thought I would talk about why we're not violating Craigslist terms of service and what we did to prevent that. We're of the belief that we don't like to get sued because they probably got a bunch of money, probably have more than us, and we don't want you to have your accounts banned. So the way that it works, and the reason that we chose to focus on real estate and lending only on Craigslist, is that in order to post an ad, you have to click that email. It says right on there, in order to publish your ad. So all our software is doing is submitting it to Craigslist. You would have to take and click that email. We recommend everybody would just take and forward their emails to the cell phone, and whenever you're available to hit it, you click it. It's pretty simple. The reason for that, though, is we could have automated that system, and the truth is anytime we decided we wanted to make that happen, we could change that in about 20 minutes. But as long as you're personally going in there and clicking that link, your ad is not published to Craigslist until that happens. And so we made a very conscious decision not to do it that way so that neither one of us have to worry about any headaches. We're not violating any terms of service, and life as we know it works really good. If you're in a listing presentation or you're busy, you're in a meeting, and you just simply couldn't click the email, well, guess what? It just isn't posted till you click the email. That's all there is to it. So you're not hurting anything by doing it that way. It works just as easily. It's not a big deal. So we wanted to make sure that we clarify that for you so that you understand it's specifically set up for that purpose so that all of us can sleep easy. So that's how it works. Kijiji, you just don't have any of those headaches. The next thing I want to do is just show you how easy it is to make that PowerPoint presentation or the slide for it. So I'm going to do that same thing. It's a video, won't touch the screen, won't talk, and I'm going to let Paul explain how that works.
Now, I wanted to show you just how easy it was to make this template that we use for the Craigslist advertisement. You can see it looks real sharp. It's got the title up here. It's got the price in there. It's got his contact information. Well, anyway, what we've done is inside of the members area, there is a PowerPoint that you can download. And the PowerPoint has all of, whoops, I didn't want to make it big like that, but the PowerPoint has all of the templates that we use in the system. And so let me just make this so it fits the screen a little bit better. You'll see that we've got 15 different templates here. You can use that one, this one, any of them that you would like to use, they're yours to use. And so to do this one, I'll show you how easy it was. Basically, I'll build it all over again using the green template here. You can see as soon as I click on it that it has a spot for me to put my picture, my logo, the titles, the picture of the house, and all that. So I'll show you real easily how simple it is to do all this. So right here I've got some images that I'm going to use, and I just know that I'm going to use this picture. I just click and I'll drag that there. And then, just using PowerPoint, you can change how it looks. And so what we did for our picture was we took this one, okay? And then what I did is I just clicked on the title, and I just wrote Queen Creek Luxury. And I wanted it to be yellow, so I double-clicked it, made it yellow, and bolded it. For a sub-headline, I just did something along the lines of a 6-bedroom, 4-bath, 4168 square feet. Something along that lines. And you could change that to a different color if you want. For the picture, I just went and I grabbed the picture. There's a nice looking shot. I just dragged it over there. Again, you can do anything like this if you want to really spruce it up and make it look really cool. Here I just typed his name and the phone number. And then we want to put his logo down here. So I just grabbed his logo, stuck it down there. Pretty easy stuff. And again, you can make it all cool with a little reflective if you want to do all that. And then down here, all I did is I just simply put his website, as well as his email. And you can change that text color if you want, make it whatever you like. And then one thing that I wanted to do is add the price. You see we've got the price over here. So all I would do for something like that was I would come up to insert word art here and grab one that I kind of like. I think it was this one. And I just put the price. $569, or excuse me, $539, $900, and just move. Oops, I didn't want to do that, so I hit the undo button. I'll grab this, just put it there, make it a little bit bigger. So the last thing you need to do is just save it as a JPEG. So I go up to File, and let's see, Browse. Documents, and down here I just have a tutorial files and save it as a JPEG file, give it a name, add templates, that is just the one, and so now I've got it saved over here. So you can see now I can use that in my ads.
Okay, so that's all there is to the templates, folks. We put 15 of them in there. One of the questions we get frequently is, do I have to use those, or are there other things? Could I design my own? And the answer is absolutely. We just put 15 in there to give you an idea. Use them if you'd like. Design your own if you'd like. But, you know, do you have to put a template in there into the ad? The answer is no. You could post just a text ad. But again, if we go back to that, just answer your, ask yourself that question. Which one of these would people most likely respond to? Just a pure text ad, or something that has a picture and contact information and all those other things? And again, one of the reasons that you want to put a text, or I'm sorry, JPEG in there is I can have my phone number and website and all that I can't in just a text ad. So our recommendation is always use the PowerPoint template. But if you don't like the way those look, great, go design your own, have somebody at Fiverr do it, not a problem either way. So another question we get, does this thing work on a Mac? It is Google Chrome. It works in Google Chrome, but it does work on a Mac. There's a couple steps that you have to go through to do it, and we have instructions inside the member site, and we can help with that. But it does work on a Mac. It just has a few extra steps. Inside of the members area, it has all the training that's in there, where you would find this about how it works with the Mac and all those other things. So if you were to watch the videos inside the members area, this probably is about 20 minutes worth of stuff, although we would strongly encourage you to watch it because it'll make your life a lot easier. So, pretty amazing software, don't you think? Again, I won't look at the answers. Now, we have one last powerful feature that if I was you sitting on this call right now, I would be going, wow, that's awesome. However, what if he sells it to 50 agents in my market? That would stink. And at the end of the day, we decided we're going to limit the number of people by area who can use this tool, and I'm going to show you how that works in a couple of minutes so you can relax sitting there going, my God, what happens if my area gets flooded? Okay? So can we agree if you consistently posted, let's say, 10 ads a day, 7 times a day, and you use this in your listing presentation, you'll generate enough leads to close 1 additional house a month? And if you're a lender, you think you could get 10 agents in your market that you posted ads for, that you'd close an extra 3 to 5 loans a month? Now, I'm going to facetiously answer that for you and tell you that's a ridiculously low number, We've done several live events now, and we can get, you know, almost 100 agents that want to work with us now, and they can't do it till they give us a loan. So I'm going to just answer that for you. Yes, you can. Okay? Would an extra 3 to 5 loans a month pay at least $3,000? There's a reason for that. Here's a tough math question. Josh, I'm just going to use you because I know we got a microphone. If you handed me $58 and I handed you $3,000 back, how many times would you want to hand me $58?
As many as humanly possible.
Exactly. So, how in the world does that work? Well, you can buy the software. You can do it on a monthly plan. It's $129 a month. I know 129 is not 58. Our annual plan would be $1,548, but if you pay annually, you get 2 months free, so you pay $1,029. That's still not $58. But what we're going to do for Ryan and Josh promoting this offer, putting all the people on here that they did, we're going to make you an offer that honestly is very, very difficult to refuse. You're going to get it for $699 annually. It's a one-time payment of $699, but that breaks down to $58.25 a month. It's a 55% savings, and it's like getting more than 6 months for free. So if you close one extra $100,000 home, and I know different markets have different prices, but I stayed to the low end, with a 3% commission every month, you got $3,000 back, right? So you paid $58 a month on the annual plan, you got $3,000 back. That's a 5,050% return. That's only in 1 month, folks. If I annualize that, it would be ridiculous what it really is. So my question is there anything else that you're doing with that high of a return on investment? My answer is I don't know of it. So to us, anyway, the only decision you really have to make is, do I want to do this monthly or annually? And I'm going to help you make that decision right now. We have a second module that we're doing right now. eBay Classifieds and Backpage are done. And then we have another 8 other sites that we're building a software that does exactly the same thing. Those sites combined have a total of over 36 million unique visitors, and 27.5 billion page searches every month in the U.S. alone. So between Craigslist and those sites, there's 96 million unique visitors. Not all real estate, I wish they were, but not all of them, that we have access to. Module 2 will sell for the same thing, $12.99 annually, $129 a month, etc. You'll get both Module 1 and Module 2 for $699 when we release Module 2 if you sign up for the annual plan in the next 24 hours. If you do the monthly, you're just not, you don't access Module 2 like that. You can always come back and subscribe for $129. But for the next 24 hours, you're going to get both of those. To do that, the first thing you need to do is you go to homebuyersandours.com/zip. Okay? Because we need to see if your area is available. Choose your country. It works both in the U.S. and Canada. And put in your email address and your zip code and hit submit. If your area is available, you'll get a message that looks like this, and it'll allow you to take and choose either Craigslist or Kijiji. If you're in Canada, what we're going to do is, Backpage is a big deal. We'll let you choose whether you want Module 2 or you also want the Craigslist module, so it's the same deal for you. If you sign up for Kijiji and you want the Craigslist module, we're going to give you that. If you want the Backpage and eBay Classifieds module, we'll give you that. So either way, if you're in Canada, it works the same way. So the first thing you need to do is go to homebuyersandours.com/zip, see if it's available. This page will only be up for 24 hours, folks. So that's where you go to take and visit, make sure that it's available, and then that way we're able to control the amount of people doing it. Once you do that, here's what's going to happen. You'll be left on a page. You'll click the payment link. You'll make your payment through PayPal, but you'll freeze at that page. We did it that way for a reason. You will get an email that looks exactly like this. It'll tell you the domain to go to, which is simply homebuyersandours.com/members. You'll get your username, which is your email address that you use to sign up with PayPal, and your password. You simply go to homebuyersandours.com/members, and you can sign in. If for some reason you don't get your password, and there is a reason, I'm going to show you one of them. If you don't get it, all you simply have to do is enter your username, which would be the email address you used for PayPal, click Forget Your Password, and it will send it to you. When you do, you'll get access to the members area. What I'm going to tell you guys, folks, is this can't be any easier. We really don't know how to make this any easier to set up. There are a few things you have to do, but if you'll simply watch the videos in there and read each one of those pages, it literally will not take you longer than 25 minutes. So you'll be able to go to the members page. You'll download your software there. Please just scroll down and read the directions. If you do, this is so easy it's ridiculous. Now, one note we want to do, if your PayPal email address is AOL, you can sign up and pay, but in all likelihood, you're not going to get the email. So if you sign up with AOL, please take this email address down, support@homebuyersandours.com. If you can give us a different email address, Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever, just AOL email just doesn't like anybody. So what we'll do is we'll send you the username and password to that account. Okay? So in order to get the software, homebuyersandours.com, should say /Josh. It's valid for 24 hours. And now I'll take all the questions you have.
Okay, so the link is in the chat as well. And obviously we have some excited folks because I have numerous people in the question box like yelling at me, how do I buy it? Yelling because they're using exclamation points. Anyway, so don't let the confusion about the zip code. Don't worry about how that all works. Just put in one of your zip codes that would indicate your area, like your primary zip code. And if it lets you get to the next step, you're good to go and just sign up. It doesn't mean then that you can only post listings that are in that zip code or anything like that. It's just a mechanism to protect all of you who are going to invest in the software today. So don't worry about how it works or what to do. Just pick like a primary zip code. If you get to the next step where it says, yay, which one do you want, just do that. Then just take the next step. Let's see here.
I'm just answering one of the questions privately there.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm confused by one of Paul. I don't follow what you mean exactly, but okay. So Brian, Bob, can you cover one more time, because we had a lot of people that came on like during the webinar. Maybe talk again for the lenders on just the 30 or 60-second elevator pitch of how they're using it.
Okay, it's a pretty simple process, folks. I'll just give you this as an example. I'll role play it out. I would personally, the way that I always did my business, I did seminars. So I'm not a big believer in that I would want to meet with Josh one-on-one. In all honesty, it's just not efficient. But if you want to do it, you can, no sweat. So I would personally do a seminar, I'm sorry. But if I was just calling Josh, I would call him up and go, hey, Josh, this is Bob with XYZ Lending. Hey, the reason I'm calling, man, is we're looking for realtors who are looking to do significantly more business, and we will actually take and help provide most, if not all, of your buyer leads. If we could help you do that, would you want to sit down and have coffee? There is only one answer to that one, folks, I can promise you. So once I sit down with Josh, it's a fairly quick thing, and when we did the live event, it's a very quick discussion. We are able to take and provide leads because we take and post and advertise your listings and properties for you on Craigslist. We will do 100% of the work. Our name and face, phone number, ad stuff, none of that will be on the ads. It will simply be, foreclosure properties, whatever it is. We do that for a couple reasons. Number one is it keeps us completely RESPA compliant. And number two is people aren't online looking for loans on Craigslist. I'll just be honest with you. If I have a relationship with Josh and I'm providing him, let's say, 50 leads a month and he's closing 3, 4, 5, 6 deals a month, Josh, would you ever stab me in the back?
Absolutely not.
And if he did, I'm in control. I simply would stop doing loans for him. It's that simple. And so all we would do is, the reality is, folks, people think we have like a whole sweatshop of people in the back room doing Craigslist ads for us, I'll be honest. And we want them to think that. If I'm a lender, here's why I said this is the greatest software for lenders, because I could work with 100 realtors, and here's how it works. Josh, all I need you to do is I'm going to give you the PowerPoint template. You pick out the one you want. You put the picture of the house and all that stuff, save it as a JPEG, send me the content, you know, the description, and we're going to take and post that for you. And we're going to post at 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, whatever. All I need you to do is send me that, and we're done. Well, folks, you watched how easy it is to do the ad. If I have the ad, the template, and I have the script, that's all we have to do. It takes 2 minutes. So I could literally take ads from Josh and hundreds of realtors and spend no time. Now, if you got teenage kids, they're great for doing this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm able to take and produce leads for him. And as my realtor, I want Josh to do more business because guess what? I get more loans. It really works that simple. And so that's how I personally would use it. I would do it in a seminar. You know, I have a title company here in Scottsdale that sent me a LinkedIn message today before we started. Hey, could we hire you to do a seminar in a class here for realtors in Phoenix? It's like, A, can we hire you? The answer is B. If you pay, you can hire us. B, will we come and do it? Absolutely. Imagine if I was a lender and was in front of 100 real estate agents and made that offer. That's how we were able to do it. Now, when I sit down with Josh, here's what I tell him. Josh, it sounds like we'd be a good fit, but before I can start to do any of that for you, I have expenses in this. You need to send me one loan before I can start that I'm going to close. As soon as you do that, I can take and start doing the work for you. We can start working together. Folks, you've never seen people work so hard to get loans sent over to you. That's how I would do that if I was a lender. I personally would not be posting ads about USDA loans and things like that. You could do that, absolutely. I just wouldn't do it that way. I'm going to work with those realtor partners and do it. Or, hey, if I really don't want to work with realtors, I would post foreclosure properties, which guess what you can do as a lender, the HUD and the VA, and I would take and put in place a great FSBO campaign to go out and start working with FSBOs and run their ads. So as a lender, that's how I would do it.
Yep.
Another question I see about
again, the link for...
Go ahead,
yeah,
Josh.
go ahead. Address that, because that was one I was going to say.
I see some questions in there. What if your city has...
So go ahead and address the zip code question, Bob.
Does it matter which one I sign up with? No. We get questions, does that mean I can only post ads in that zip code? No. You only need to use one zip code. We just monitor so that we don't have 50 people in the city of Phoenix, let's say, who are doing that. The zip codes are not as relevant as what you're thinking. We just want to do it so we don't overflow you. So don't worry about it. You can post ads any place you want. Okay? You can place them in Canada. So I'll just give you an example. And I don't know if this number is as accurate now as it was about a year ago. 30% of our volume closings in Phoenix a year ago were from Canadians. Personally, I'd be posting my ads in Canada. Inside the Craigslist software, you can post ads in Canada. So me personally, I'd be posting ads in Canada. There's a few steps you got to go through to do that inside of Craigslist, but nonetheless, you can absolutely do it. Find out where you're getting people from. If they're moving from whatever, New York City to Dallas, Texas, find out where they're coming from. Post ads there. And so don't get hung up on the zip codes. Just check and make sure if it's available. If it's available, Paul built a system in place.
John, no, this is not for lenders.
Did you finish that one, Josh? Sounds like Josh may be gone. So let me try and go through some of these.
I don't know if it's just Bob or if me too, but I think we got a little bit of a delay and also a little bit of technical difficulties for whatever reason.
It's a live webinar.
Can you hear me, Bob?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, so John says, I missed the first 10 minutes. Is this for lenders only, or can real estate agents do this too? No, John, it's absolutely for everyone, for both real estate agents and lenders. Bob was just giving a scenario of how lenders would use it. In fact, it was sort of designed for realtors because where it's posting is the real estate broker section, real estate agent broker section. There was a couple here. So a good many people are asking about the replay of this, and the replay will be available. I will send the replay.
I think Josh is fading out. Can you guys hear me? Josh, can you hear me? I think it's Josh's end. So, yes, there will be a replay, but this page will only be up for 24 hours. So, let me answer some of the questions that I see on there about ghosting and flagging, because those are great questions and how you do that and all that good stuff. The software, if you do it the way that we show you, will not get ghosted. You will need one other thing. You will need a proxy service that is about $11 a month. Or if you want, if you pay it annually, I think it's $11 a month. If you pay it monthly, it's, I don't know, $5 or $6. You will need to do that. If you follow the instructions, folks, you will not be ghosted. Can people hear me? If somebody could punch in yes or no, can you hear me? Okay, good. All right, so if you follow the instructions, you don't have to worry about ghosting. Flagging is a different issue, and so let me address that. Flagging is simply, and I'll just use Phoenix as an example. There are 4 agents in Phoenix that have a full-time person who does nothing but flags ads. So there's nothing you can do about that. Well, I shouldn't say that. Most people don't know there's nothing you can do about it. There is a solution for it. Right now it is manual. It's when you get that email, just click on that link like 10 to 15 times, and that will do it in most cases. However, Paul and his technical group is working on a software right now that will automate that. It will take in and go and do that, reset your proxy, or reset your, or clear your caches, all that kind of stuff. That's probably about 10 days away from having that done. But it will automate that where nobody will be able to flag you. So if you're in a market like Phoenix, it is a pain in the butt here. Josh and I were talking about that before he was able to get on. It's a pain in the butt. But we're going to take and automate that process. So if you're in a market like us, then, that'll automate that process. But it is a pain in the butt. When you get to things, one of the reasons that we like the Kijiji and eBay and Backpage is there is no flagging. All those other websites, there's no flagging. But Craigslist, we do have to adjust, but there is a simple way to handle it. It just takes probably an extra 60 seconds to do it, but it's an easy way to handle it. So you can get around flagging, but if you follow the system, just so you guys know, we've probably posted now in excess of 20,000 ads. We have not had an ad be ghosted yet.
That's
so if you
good.
follow
Can
the
you hear
system,
me now, Bob?
Pardon? I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Something crazy went. I don't even know. But so I was gone for 30 seconds or a minute there. But it doesn't sound like you missed a beat at all. So
I'm just somebody asked, where do you get that proxy service? It's inside the members area. It'll just tell you where to go. Just click on the link and you can go to it. There you go. Can you try it on a monthly and switch to an annual after a month at this price? You can switch to the annual, Alan, but it's going to be at the $12.90.
This person must have come on late. I'm in Canada and use Kijiji, not Craigslist. Yeah, absolutely. So what's going to happen is when you go to homebuyersandours.com/zip, you're going to put in that, and then you'll have the choice of the Craigslist version or the Kijiji version of the software. Okay, so we hear you 100%, and you'll be able to do that. You just put your postal code in, and as long as you get that message there available, then you can add Kijiji to the cart, and it's just the same, everything else. Rita signed up for the year. Welcome, Rita. That's awesome. Way to take action. Excited for you, Rita. A lot of people asked about a replay. I will send the replay of this most likely this evening, at the latest tomorrow morning, because I know a lot of people, for one reason or another, came on late. Maybe they got notified late or something. So either way, we'll get that out. I see there was a lot of questions about that. Are there instructions or info on how to post VA foreclosures and HUD homes? you just go find the listings, Brian, on the various websites, HUDHomestore.com for one, and just otherwise just follow the process and the training outlined for posting a property. So it's really, it's not it's not any different. It's just about finding the inventory, finding the properties, which you can do on HUD Home Store, and there's other websites too. I can't think of any right off the top.
Every market is different. That's why we don't go into that, because each state is different.
Yep. Does my card get billed every month? If I choose the monthly, if I want to cancel, how do I do so? Yeah, so you because you're checking out with PayPal, if you choose the monthly subscription, which remember you don't get the bonus module, so I'd highly encourage you all to sign up at the annual level, which I know a bunch of you already have because I'm seeing the notifications come in. But if you choose the monthly, you're creating a PayPal subscription. So if you wish to cancel, you would just cancel that subscription. You'll lose access to the software, but you can cancel that at any time. There's no long-term contracts or anything like that. I know some people also asked about, well, what if I sign up for the annual and Craigslist changed something? Well, first of all, Bob's been doing this kind of stuff, not necessarily this specific software, for a long time. So if something changes, they'll change and adapt the software accordingly. There has been nothing. There have been changes of Craigslist over the years, but nothing so wildly different that would preclude us from being able to make the appropriate changes and so forth and make it work. So it's a valid question. Just know that it'll be taken care of. It'll be taken care of, one way, shape, or form. Priscilla Brooks and James Young, welcome, welcome to Home Buyers and Hours. You guys are going to love this. Love it, love it, love it.
Hey, Josh, I see one question let me address. It says, do you have support people who can help set this all up? The answer is yes. The real answer is if you will simply watch the videos. They're 2, 3, 4-minute videos. I think one of them is 7 minutes. If you will watch them and you will scroll down on the page and use the checklist, you do not need anybody. These technical support questions that we get are people who are not watching this stuff and say, well, I don't want to watch anything. We're not going to help you do that. If you have problems with your computer and your Norton and things like that, we can't solve all computer problems. We're not there for that. The software is disgustingly easy to use and set up. We'll help you. When we found out Norton was an issue, that they were blocking it, we went to Norton and got the stuff approved. But we get a lot of questions like on people's email. Well, my email's not working right. We can't fix your email. Like Josh and I were talking beforehand, our answer to almost everything is, if you don't know how to do something, go to YouTube. Hey, how do I forward my Gmail account? And that stuff is there. But everything that you need, Paul and I have looked at this, Josh and Ryan and I have looked at it all and said, hey, are we missing anything? Is there something that we haven't covered that would prevent people from doing it? And the answer is no, we cannot make it any, we've done everything we can. So it really is simple. If you'll invest, I'll tell you, an hour of time to watch and read.
Here's the reality. If you're here now on this webinar, which you are because you're listening, you can set it up as long as you can watch a video and follow instructions. Because even to be on this, you had to download something, most likely, and it's just a matter of being able to follow simple directions. And I'm sure that you all can do it. There's no question. So. Good. Got thanks. Okay, still some confusion about the zip code. Listen, the cost of the software is fixed. You're buying one license of it. The reason we're starting, the first thing we do is do the zip code, postal code check, is to protect you all. It does not preclude you from posting in zip codes other than the one that you initially use to find out if your area is available. Okay? That is simply a way to protect all of you so that you don't have 500 users in your market, right? And so don't worry about that other than just when you go to homebuyersandours.com/zip, which the link is in the chat, that's just the first thing. You're going to put your primary zip code. It'll say, if it's available, it'll say available. Then you choose, do you want the Craigslist version or the Kijiji version, and then you check out. So don't worry. You don't have to. I think it's awesome. Obviously, people are seeing the value in this because we've had several people say, maybe we should tell them, but we've had several people saying they want to buy more than one zip code, even at the full price. So you guys can breathe. Those of you who have said that, it's several of you, you can breathe a sigh of relief. And we're hooking you up. Just look at it that way. Your username and password, Tony, will be sent to you.
If you don't get it, Tony, this is what the email looks like. If you don't get it, hang on, because I got the question screen up. Let me just click to that. Go to homebuyersandours.com/members. Your username is the email account you used for PayPal, and then it will send a password, or it'll send that same email to you. Just click forgot your password. Enter your email address that you used on PayPal, and click forgot password, and it'll send it to you. If you did sign up and you have an AOL email address, let me just show you that one real quick. Send us an email and say, can you send it to support@homebuyersandours.com. I'll be honest with you, folks, AOL is probably the most frustrating online company to ever work with in the history of the world. We tried to get our stuff whitelisted, and we tried to do everything we could to do it, but because we have more, if you have more than one website in the whole universe, then you can't let people get AOL email. So it's crazy. Yeah. So if you do use an AOL email for PayPal, no sweat. Just send us an email to support@homebuyersandours.com with a different email, and then we'll forward it to you when we're done.
Someone asked what's ghosting. It's not a huge deal because it's not an issue with this software, but basically ghosting is, as long as you follow the directions, it won't be an issue using this software. But ghosting is you create an ad, and in your account, like when you log into your account, it looks as though your ad is live, but if you go onto the Craigslist website, you wouldn't actually see your ad. So not something to worry about unless it becomes something to worry about, which it's not currently for our users. Can you use a hyperlink any longer in CL ads? No, I'm assuming you might have joined us late. No, that was changed a while ago. But what we're doing is the software is designed to be getting you phone calls. And here's a good perspective on this, a good way to think about this. When you're using this software and you start getting calls, it is similar to a call that you would get on a sign in the ground. So it's not the same as someone opting in on a website. It is a lead that if you follow up and follow through, you can probably close 1 in 10, maybe as little as 1 in 5 of those calls. They're motivated, and like I said, it's the analogy I would draw is it would be like someone calling on a sign in the yard. It just so happens that your sign in the yard is a virtual sign that's everywhere, and over and over and over when you use the software. Let's see here. We're going to take a couple more questions. Kyle Rossiter, welcome. Roke, I hope I'm saying that. Maybe it's Roke. Welcome to you. Anthony, welcome to you. Excited for you guys for taking action, getting access to the software. Good stuff. The monthly cost is $127 per month. $127 per month, or $690. What's that?
$129.
I'm sorry, $129. I'm sorry, $129 per month, or it's like Bob said, it's $699 for the annual. Plus, you get the second. You're calling it module, right? Or the second. You can either get the. You can have any two of the three, basically. So, being a lender, we would just have the prospect call the realtor directly, right? So. You're posting the ads for the realtor, after they've already shown the propensity to give you the lending business, is the idea. I mean, right, Bob? I'm conveying that properly.
My answer to that, believe me, I was a lender for 22 years and a realtor for 17 of them. If my relationship is not solid enough that I have to worry about Josh stabbing me in the back, I'm working with the wrong guy. So I don't really necessarily need to track that and do that. Either I've got a good relationship or I don't.
Right. Yeah.
Here's a great question. If we pay annually, is year 2 and beyond going at the same rate? The answer is yes, Jim. So if you do pay at $6.99 annual, it's like that forever. Yeah, it doesn't go up the next year.
That is a great question, and that is a massive benefit. So you're grandfathered in at the discounted price because, quite honestly, this is a bargain even at the full price. And I would, for numerous reasons, foresee this potentially going up in price as well. But you're grandfathered by taking action, making a decision to get it and to start using leverage in your business. Here's the funny thing: I get people asking me all the time, or talking to me all the time about hiring virtual assistants and what should I outsource? How can I put more of my business on autopilot? And here is a perfect scenario where you don't have to put someone on payroll. You don't have to hire someone from the Philippines to get more leverage in your business. And so this is a perfect example of something you can, should, and need to be outsourcing, something that you can put on autopilot so that, again, and I said this at the very beginning of this workshop, so that you can focus on what you do best, which is working with clients and getting them to the closing table, closing the deal, right? Of course, ethically and morally and so forth. But it's not your job. You don't get paid for generating leads, but you have to have them to get paid. And so this is a great, just really powerful tool to help with that. So let's see. Okay, this is a great question. Does this only work with one Craigslist account? For example, I have a partner and we have 2 separate CL accounts.
You want me to answer that one?
Sure, Bob. Your answer is better than more succinct than mine, probably.
You will need more Craigslist accounts than that, and our recommendation is that you go to Fiverr to buy them. For $5, you can get 10, 12 of them. They will sell you some crappy ones once in a while, and you'll have a headache with it. But for $5, go buy another one. If you want really good ones, we could send you to a place where it's $5 a Craigslist account. One of the ways that we prevent ghosting and all the headaches involved with Craigslist. Let's say that you wanted to post 30 ads a day. You will need 10 Craigslist accounts. They're called Craigslist phone verified accounts. Go to Fiverr, you can get them, it's $5. The software will not post any more than 3 ads in any one of those accounts in a 24-hour period. If you do that, Craigslist doesn't like it. So you upload the email accounts one time, and the software will do all the figuring out for you. If you want to post 60 ads a day, you'd need 20 accounts. So go spend $10 at Craigslist or at Fiverr. So you will need multiple accounts. That's one of the ways that not one of the ways, it's a big way that we don't get ghosted. We don't post any more than 3 ads in any 24-hour period from any one account. We have instructions. If somebody wants to set up their own phone verified accounts, it takes about 2 minutes. You could do that. I would just say for $5, I'm happier doing that. You will get a crappy account where it's not the right one. You just send a thing back and say, here, that one wasn't right. Send me a new one. And they all do it.
Yep. All right. I think we've addressed most of the questions. It's possible that I've missed 1 or 2 here or there. And if so, I apologize. But more importantly, if I did, just email me. You can probably reply to the email that led you to this. And if I don't have the answer, I will get with Bob and get you an answer one way or another. I would strongly strongly urge you to take action and get access to this now. Don't wait, because the special offer that Bob put together for you is available only for 24 hours. So homebuyersandours.com/zip. Check for your zip code availability, then choose which module, the Craigslist or Kijiji, and complete the checkout process. And you can be rocking and rolling later today and getting things going if you just follow the directions and set the thing up and get it rocking and rolling. So,
as an example, Josh, we got an agent in North Carolina that was on a webinar, I think it was like 10 days ago. He's already hired 2 buyer's agents to handle the leads.
So started using the software approximately, let's say, 10 days ago. Let's even say 2 weeks. And he's had to hire 2 buyer's agents to handle all the leads already. Now, is that a guarantee that that will be your experience? No. Some of you probably don't want to hire buyer's agents, but wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if you were getting so many leads that you could cherry pick the ones that you want to work with and then refer the other leads and get paid a referral commission? I mean, wouldn't that be a nice luxury versus what I see so many agents struggling with, which is working with clients or potential clients who are posers, who are time wasters, who are draining the life out of you and your business. When you have an abundance of lead flow, you are in the driver's seat versus the lead or the potential client being in the driver's seat. You have better positioning. You can fire that client without fear of loss. Without fear of where's my next closing? Where's my next transaction going to come from? This is going to help you do that. This is going to help you change your positioning. And I want to reiterate another thing that Bob said for those of you still listening. The ability to take this and use it to convey additional benefit when you go out on appointments with sellers is super smart and something you all should do. And by the way, I'm glad I kept talking here because I like to rant, one, but also because I remember a question that was up in the chain that was happening with my audio. So somebody asked, well, can I use this to generate seller leads? And my answer to that would be, in my experience and with talking with agents and just looking at the statistics and data, 30 to 40% of buyers are also sellers. And so a certain percentage of the leads they're going to generate also are going to have a home to sell, even if they don't reveal that in the initial contact. And so while you're not directly, or most of you probably won't directly be leading with an offer that is going to generate sellers, right? Because the name of it is Home Buyers and Hours. A benefit of using it and a benefit of generating a volume of these buyer leads is you are going to have, there's going to be a certain percentage that are going to have a home to sell. Whether that home to sell is in your market or not, maybe they're moving into the market. You might have a listing that you can refer out, or you might be taking the listing. You might have the opportunity to get 3 transaction sides from one of these buyers. You pick up the listing, you sell the listing by using their listing, by using the software, and you sell them another house. For many of you, just one deal like that a year for many of you would be like a big deal. It would be a lot of additional revenue. And for some of you, that may happen every other month, something like that. So that was a bit of a rant and a ramble, but I think you get the point. So the link is on the screen. The link is in the chat. go ahead and take action. Bob, go ahead. What'd you have?
One other question I keep seeing come up. Hey, if I sign up for the monthly and I like it at the end of a month, can I go and get the $6.99 price? The answer is no. The price already, if you did it without buying it through Josh, would have been $199 a month and would have been $1,500 a year. So the truth is no. If you take action, you do the annual now, that's the price you get it from now until forever. If you don't, the price is going up, especially as we add some other things into it. I would tell you guys, if you're worried about it, somebody said, is there a 30-day money-back guarantee? You can see it on the screen. Here's what our guarantee is, though, folks. If we can't get the software to post for you, then you definitely are eligible for a refund. However, I can just tell you that it's never happened yet. So you really don't have anything to worry about. I'll be honest with you, we know the power of it, I guess, because it's us and we see what people are doing with it. If there's a way you can do it, I would do the annual, personally, but that's just me.
Yeah. Yep. I had it, something popped into my head there, and I lost it. It was related to that, but maybe it'll come back to me. Anyway, my audio is getting weird again, so let's go ahead and we're going to wrap up now. But like I said, let me just reiterate: if you have a question that was not addressed here, go ahead and email me, and I promise you I will reply. If I don't have the answer, I'll get with Bob, and I'll get the answer for you one way, shape, or form. Many of you have already taken advantage of the special offer that Bob made live here, but some of you I know are waiting until we're done to do that, and it looks like maybe, oh, there it comes back. But I know some of you are waiting till we're wrapped up to do that. So let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to wrap up. Go to homebuyersanhours.com/zip to start the process. Oh, here was the question. One last thing, and I promise I'll stop rambling and let you guys go ahead and get access to the software. You do not need a PayPal account, and maybe Bob said this. You don't need a PayPal account to check out. It is a PayPal process. It is a PayPal checkout page, but you can choose on the checkout page to check out with a debit or credit card without a PayPal account. Okay, so don't let that keep you from completing your checkout process. It's easier if you use PayPal, but it's not that much easier. It just means you just have to log in to check out versus having to enter your credit card or debit card information like you would, on a normal checkout page anyway. So,
yeah,
Bob,
on the PayPal page, folks, you'll see it asks for your username and password, and underneath it, you'll see a little line that says something along like, to use a credit or debit card, click here. That's where you would do that.
Cool. Awesome. All right. So, just again, congrats to all of you who have already taken action. If you have any questions, get back with me. The link again is homebuyersanhours.com/zip. And I'll look forward to seeing you inside the members area, and we'll talk again real soon.
All right, guys, thanks for being here.